Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. Oh, there she goes. And now she stopped because I said something about her. It has been a couple of days, actually probably over a week now since I've done a video. I can't remember. To be blunt about it, I made a pact with myself that I wouldn't do a video unless I had something worthwhile to put in here. Today, I'm going to try to get myself probably blown up, but I'm at least going to do some bad scouting to try to find something that I've run into an issue with over the last week or half or so. Um, just to recap, I've been trying to build these kestrels from scratch with all the parts to then start doing a little bit of PvP and faction warfare space, and I haven't gotten any. You hit that wall of a problem, and I've tried to stay within the game. But I've had to do a little bit of research outside of it, and even that hasn't helped as much as I would have liked. So today I'm going to do the beginning of the last piece that I need to do this. Last 2 weeks or so, there's a rig that I want to build that needs a ward console salvage part. I've gotten all the other parts I need. I've done tracked spreadsheets, and as you can see here, as to now I don't have it all down. There is an actual Eve University site that shows all of this data. Mine isn't completely full, but you know me, I like to actually do the stuff first because then I find a little bit, maybe sometimes I have fun doing it, but then also now she's back and she's licking my hand. Yeah, I just come here, Maya. Come on. Okay, there you are. There she is. Just wanted to say hi. Okay. I'm sure you'll be back by the end of the video. Okay, but I need you all set. I just saved her from the blanket monster that she got attacked by, so she's very happy with me right now. Plus, we were outside. Okay, doing some yard work in 90-degree weather, which in Pennsylvania is like it's really humid here. So I lived in 100-degree weather in Oklahoma for a long time, and I would say 85-degree weather here is like that. You just sweat without even trying. And so Husky has some air conditioning on. So back to the game. I haven't found a ward console. I did after a while try to look it up online. They say that's a salvage part that I need, that it comes from either Caldari salvage or drone salvage. So I've been focusing over the last week on just blowing those away in the lower level areas with my Kestrel and the hideaways and the refuges and the burrows. And I haven't come across one. And I think it's one of the more rare salvages that you can, but I've probably blown up or salvaged over 100 ships or 150 ships at this point, maybe even more. Still not a one. So my thought was, let's make this a little bit more fun for myself, and kind of go back to a way I used to do it. I used to live in as an alpha in null sec and low sec NPC space, and um, out in Tribute, there is a Greece. That's where I'm sorry, not Greece. Tribute Venal. That's where the Greece's NPC space is, and I haven't spent. I did a long time ago. Spent a little bit of time out there, but it's very volatile out there. Or at least it was back then. Um, and so I didn't spend a whole lot of time there. I've spent a lot of time in Stain, and in Syndicate, and definitely in the Great Wildlands, but not a whole lot of time in Venal. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to try to see if I can get out there and set up a base of operations to try to maybe maybe bring in some more salvage that I could do. I don't know. See, this is kind of one of those where I was trying to kill larger ships, hoping that the ward console would come through there, but I couldn't do a whole lot with the Kestrel. Um, and when I used to live in NPC nullsec, you could kill a lot larger ships in the asteroid belts. You just have to be very careful with it. Probably need to upgrade this ship a little bit, but this is just my first scouting mission to try to get there. Not having a cloak, um, there are a lot of different ways you can do this. I'm going to do it the simplest way and probably get myself blown up real quick. Um, I am on the outskirts of the direction I've got, just to show you where I'm going here, universe. Well, actually, I'll show you in-game map. So the closest NPC station out in Venal is at HTech PA29 up here. See that there? Now I've flown out here from Cheetah, which was about a 10 jump, 8 or 10 jumps, but I'm right on the edge right now. Um, and right here I move into low sec space, into Tazy, which is probably one of the most volatile low sec spaces you can go to. And then right above it is probably where I'll die, one of these two spots here, or along here, because I don't have a cloak. I'm not flying a ship that has any sinister protection, so why not? It's a cheap ship. I built it myself. I can build more of them. But I thought I'd show you guys, and we'll have a little bit of fun trying to get up through this area. Now, I don't think I'm going to make it. If I do get past this initial stage, I'm going to be real careful on my way up through here. So maybe if I just get this far, which I doubt I'll be able to do, I will probably log off at that point. But reason being, what I want to do is get out here to Venal, set up a clone out here that I might be able to jump to every once in a while, and work from there. And there are other NPC stations. I'm not saying that's the one I'm going to be at, but that's a good spot to try to get to. So that said, let's get into trying to figure out how we can maybe get through here. So first off, and I'm going to try to remember the stuff I used to do back in the day. This is by no means an ability to keep yourself from dying, and I'm not going to remember it all, nor do I have any protective safe spots set up yet. But as I go along, I'll try to set up a few, and then, because I might have to do this route a couple more times. The ultimate goal is to get out there, create an exploration ship at some point, that I can then scan my way out of there and not have to go through this route the whole time. Because if I do salvage and stuff, I'm going to have to bring that back to my production area over in Stackman. So, need some coffee before I start thinking about this. Now, in-game, you can do some sortings. You can, let's see here. See if I remember how to. Oh, this is funny. It should be able to mark, or I should be able to show my filters as to how many ships have died in a certain area. And man, it has been a long, long time. So I'm not looking for that. No. Filters. Faction warfare, no. Planets. Okay. So these are the filters down here. They must have changed this a while back, and what you can look for. Let's see here. Services, planets, geography, statistics. Well, this is new. This is kind of cool. Okay, so statistics, I'm assuming, is where I can figure out how many average pilots have died. Okay, that's cool. Or how many average pilots are in space. And then we've got jumps in the last hour, ships destroyed in the last 24 hours. What I'm looking for is ships destroyed in the last hour, which is over here. So if I click on that, that shows me, see where these yellow spots are? This is actually a little bit nicer here with this hotkey thing. And if you notice here, no ships destroyed in my next jump into low sec. Not saying I won't die, I'll be that number one. But right after it here is Tazy, 2 ships have been destroyed in the last hour. Then up here in Moab, 3 ships have been destroyed in the last hour. So I'm betting the difference here is I'm going from low sec, which you can't put any bubbles at, into null sec, which you can. Now this is owned by a player faction, most likely. I'm going to try to not use Dotland for this. I've literally got it sitting over here staring at me in the face because it's so easy to just pull that up. I'm trying to stay in game. Now, if you notice here, we've got another ship destroyed. Now, here's another part. As I'm coming along here, no ship destroyed here because if you notice, you've got 3 entry points into that system. When you start going along into different areas now, there's 5 ships destroyed right now. So this is your pre-scanning here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get to Otasi and then see if I can get to Daisy. We'll try to make a few save spots on either one of these. And then so that once I get blown up, at least I've been productive somehow. Then probably when I try to go into here, you guys will get a firsthand knowledge of, or a firsthand visual of, whatchamacallit, of bubbles, and you'll see me die. So, let's get out of here. It's good. There's other things that I can do. Just gonna relax here for a second. Good. There we go. I just got done from working outside. I'm a big guy, trying to do some landscaping, and I got about 30 minutes before I start sweating. I've always sweated way too much, so a little bit tired right now. I'm going to try to do it in shifts. Do 30 minutes, come in here, sit in the air conditioning, go back outside, do some more work, that sort of thing. So that if he seems like I'm a little bit tired, it's good though. It's getting me some exercise. Okay, so got Otasi right here. We're still in high sec. Now, I'm going to jump straight through. This is probably dumb. Probably what I should do is warp just outside of the gate and see if anybody's sitting outside of it. So that's my first mistake. But we're going to make a lot of mistakes on this flight. I did drop off everything that I own. If I do die, this is going to be a quick teleport back to my home station, which is kind of nice. I'm going to jump into Otasi. It looks like somebody just went through. Or they just warped off, one of the two. Warping in here. Anybody on gate? Nobody is on gate, so I'm going to warp to a random celestial. Control B. Save 1. Got a bustard flying through here. There we go. So I got a random safe near the gate right now. So I've already done something positive for myself. Because the next time I come through, that safe will be safe. Oh, shoot. I think I set that to 3 hours. I need it to be not to go away. So I'm going to warp back. And then locations. Edit location. And we need that to cancel automated expire. So that won't expire. You want to slowly, over time, move your safe spots around. Now, if you don't use them very often, you don't need to move them. But if you're constantly using them, I would always suggest to move them around. All right, so Daisy is our next spot. Now, I always like to get myself in motion before I pull up a map. And anytime you are in low sec, I'm literally flying. I'm remembering all of this as I'm flying, so I apologize. Please don't inundate me with messages as to how stupid I am. There we go. I need to have my directional scanner up. That's good. There we go. Reason I'm in motion is that even if somebody does combat probe me down, there's a scanner probe, combat probe. All right. Why is that there? I don't need you. Let's lower this range of our scanner probes. All I'm looking for are scanner combat probes that are within 100 1 AU away from me. Now I should probably go larger than that, but I've got a lot of stuff that's clogging my space here. So I should probably update that. A lot of stuff I'm remembering from before. Now remember Tazy. Tazy had a decent number of deaths that came along here. Let's take a look at it here real quick. Good. Good. So Casey has 2 ships destroyed in the last hour. It's 1 jump away. So what I want to do is first get close to Tazy. So I'm going to set up a second save spot, warp within 100. That's within 5 AU of Tazy. So
warp drive active.
Safe. I'm going to put Tazy gate. I'll figure out. I used to have a never. There we go. Once I get within 14 AU of this, I'm going to go ahead and save a spot. Okay. Reason for that is I just want to see if anybody's on this gate. I'm not seeing anybody. Yep, there's a shuttle there. So the question is that shuttle... Got 2 shuttles coming in here. 3, we got a bunch of Galente shuttles flying through. So location, safe Tazy gate. We'll warp off the gate.
Active.
And then we're going to try to warp into Tazy. Now, if I'm mispronouncing anything, I always do. Okay. So Tazy is, my safe spot is about 2.6 AU away. We're going to go ahead and jump straight through. I didn't see anything that scared me there. Now, this is my first spot. There could be insta-lockers on the other side of this gate. I did only see 2 people get shot or die in the last little while. So, and Tazy is an active combat area. PvP combat area. It's probably one of, if not the most active. Because for a lot of different reasons, actually. Okay, this big. Let's see if anybody's on this gate. Nobody is. Random planet. Let's go for that storm one. Warp 100 off of it. Control B. Safe Tazy. Good. And submitted. Okay. So we got our second save spot going. Now this is where we're about to die. I think. Am I right with that? Yeah, next jump is straight into MTech OEEB or OEE8. So I'm going to warp back to my safe location at 100.
Warp drive active.
See all of these things destroyed here. Now a lot of these are NPC, but you've got a couple of rookie ships. Just a little random stuff that's been killed. Okay, this is the scariest one here. So I've got Moab right there. So again, I'm going to do the same thing I tried to do with the Tazy gate. I'm going to make a save spot when I get close to Moab and then warp back to it. So we're going to warp 100 out.
Warp drive active.
I've done some videos in the past. I'll probably do another one. I try to do one like once a year, explaining why I do the. There's a lot of videos that are out there that explain this. Why you set up a save. Oh, Control B. There we go. Oops, almost forgot. Why you warp 100 out. Why you come from a different direction. This makes me a little bit happy. I've got some Caldari shuttles that are flying through here. Location. Safe. Warp to 100. I need to fix that location name.
Active.
Edit name. Safe. MTech. OEB. I think that's a. Oh no, it's just an O. Capital OEB. There we go, and it's saved for good. So we've got some save spots already set up. All right. So remember earlier, I was showing you guys that there's been a couple of deaths here. This is the toughest one right here. Our first jump to get to Moab. Now, 3 ships have been destroyed in the last hour. So they're probably either gate camping one way in or one way out. Most likely this side here. So they're going to go ahead and try to get through here. We've seen some shuttles just come through. So there's a slight chance that I might be able to get through here. It could just be shuttles by
Warp drive
the player corp
active.
that actually owns it, but incoming in about 15 seconds, I should be webbed up and dead. And number one, when you're doing anything like this, my first thought always is to stop and take a look. Okay, about to die. Planet.
Warp drive active.
I don't see any. All right, we got off of it there, and we got a save spot saved. This has already been an incredibly productive flight. Cool. Notice there's a keep star here. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So a lot of people. Good. A lot of stuff going on here. I really need to fix my directional scanning with this to get this down. So what do you say? Do you think I should just make a run for it? Let's go back to the save spot. Location, save 1, mark within 100. I'm going to hit our V.
Warp drive active.
D-scan it up. Let's drop our D-scan down. I usually like to have it large, but without D-scan up the whole way, I need to limit what's in my scanner view. Okay. Do you guys want to make a run for it? Let's see what we've got here. We've got no deaths in EGL4. Got a couple. Got 5 ships destroyed there. So we got 1 ship destroyed in EG. So the question is there a gate camp on the gate to ETAC-G? Now I want to get close to this one as well, but I don't want to get bubbled. I am a little bit off my current gate. Let's get moving a little bit here. D-scan up. Okay, nobody there. I'm not seeing a whole lot out here in space. Doesn't mean people can't be cloaked up, but I want to see if there's bubbles. That's incredibly important. So we're going to if I only warp 100 off, if the bubbles are set up correctly, then I could be in for some hurt because it could drag me in there. If I was coming from a different direction, a different moon, then that might be helpful. So let's take a look at our map here. Let's see here, directional. Wow, it's been a while. And then there it is. Okay, so our gate that we're trying to get to is here. So I'm going to warp to a planet near it at 100.
Warp drive active.
I'm going to try to save to. As I get within 15, that'll give me a good safe spot to be able to check. There we go. This gate. Okay, so the gate is there. I got no bubbles, but I do have 1 rookie ship dead. So we're going to go ahead and try and jump through.
Warp drive active.
Okay, we're running up onto it. We're almost at 30 minutes. Good, good, good. We got a capsule that just came through or is just warping in. Any bubbles, any bubbles. This is important right here. Gonna bubble off the gate planet.
Warp drive active.
Awesome. So that's a drag bubble there. There we go. If you want to look it up, drag bubbles, there's a lot of videos that are out there about that. I'll probably explain it more as I have time. But that's what that told me, is that was a drag bubble that people coming from the opposite direction is there to catch them. So instead of catching people on the gate, I'm getting away from this area.
Warp
So we
drive
got the greases
active.
here. So these are the guys I want to shoot at. These are the guys who I want to shoot and kill. And try to get those wards. Now, I don't want to try to do it until I actually have a spot that I can store the stuff at. So I need to get to that NPC space. But in general, this has been a really good start. Let's go ahead and scan. We got nobody within 1 AU. So this is a perfect time. Log off safely to log off. So I'm going to log off in space. Then come back later on today, tomorrow. Probably later on today. I got a lot of time. And I've gotten partially to my objective. Who controls this? This is Fraternity. Fraternity's been around for a long time. A lot of stuff out here to get used to. Now I'm trying to get through this player-controlled space into NPC space. Not saying it's going to be safer. This is one of the most dangerous areas, at least back in the day it was for anyone. But we got through. Very nice. Very cool. Fantastic. All right. So that's all I got for today. A little bit of a poker update. I finished my 100 hand challenge. I finished up and pretty well up, but nowhere near as good as I was. I'm a little bit down from my play near the end of that 100 challenge. I think I spent too much time focused on trying to get done with the challenge and not focusing on my gameplay. So still getting ready for the World Series of Poker. It's about a little bit less than 2 weeks away. Actually, it might be about exactly 2 weeks away or close to that. But yeah, going to be playing a lot of Eve here for a little while. I'm going to actually slow down my poker play a little bit over the next couple weeks. So I'm going to play a little bit each day, try to get even more practice in. I'll probably go through some numbers for you guys at some point because I like how it correlates into my Eve play. Things that I learned, that sort of thing, especially if I don't have time to do videos. But I think out here, there'll be a lot more content for me to do for flying around, especially when you're flying around in a dangerous mode. Why did I stop where I was at? Partially because I like to do things in short spurts of time. I'll go and do some more work outside or clean up the house. The other part too is in front of me in the next gate, there were a lot of deaths. And I also saw that drag bubble that was there going back out. So somebody's actively shooting people in this area. And this is probably not a great time to be flying through here. Weekends tend to be a lot more active. Um, so while my goal is to die, I want to make them hard to do. So, or as hard as I can in a little kestrel. So that's all I got for today. Other than that, hey, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly wherever you want. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.